Okay, we're here in my garage, and we have loaded up the Wargaming video about the new Crew 2.0 changes. Let's just go through it here. I'm going to play the video.
Crew is an essential game element in World of Tanks.
And we're going to talk about it.
It has long remained unchanged while other game features have evolved.
Yes.
It's clear that the entire system now needs global improvements.
Global improvements.
The upcoming test on the Sandbox server is an ideal opportunity to try out the reworked Crew, and more importantly...
Whoa! Let's just hold on here. Look at that. These are all the new quick reaction, eyes open, coherence, target tracking, rotationing? Not rotation, rotationing. Vulnerability expert, fast aiming, adrenaline rush, concentration, smooth turret traverse, concealment, quick repair, pain threshold, ooh, fighting, safety measures, pedal to the metal, off-road driving, clutch braking, smooth ride, need for speed, wow, old guard, intuition, group tactics, close combat, ramming tactics. Those are all the new crew skills. Like, that's a lot of them. Okay, so let's keep going.
Contribute to its final implementation. The Sandbox server.
I haven't tried the Sandbox, but let's hear what they have to say.
We experiment with complex and interesting mechanics under conditions that are as close to real as possible. During testing, we conduct surveys and gather feedback from players about their behavior and opinions. Test participants influence the future of the game through both their work.
Let me just jump in here. You know how this is going to go. Sandbox server is for you to go and test out the new features so that they can get feedback and information from players that have been on the Sandbox. And if you're from North America and in the EU, you will be ignored. So it's a place where the Russian server players can go on the Sandbox and give feedback, and they can... It doesn't matter what you... If you're from the EU and the NA and you go on the Sandbox server and make suggestions, it doesn't matter. Okay, this is all about the Russian server, Sandbox server. The server's on the Russian server. If you go on the Sandbox server, 2 out of 3 games you're going to get TK'd by Russian players if you have an NA beside your name. So just want to clarify that.
Words and actions.
It's a Russian Sandbox.
They help clarify which mechanics need improvement, what should be removed, and what additions can be made to the game.
All right. Issues. There's issues.
Players are quite familiar with the current crew mechanics,
yes,
but there's plenty of room for improvement. Skillful tankers know that each new skill or perk requires much more experience to train
yes,
than the previous one.
We all know
After
this.
training 4 of them, you embark on a long marathon with hardly any noticeable progress. In most
true.
cases, players train the same skills and perks for crews of different types of vehicles.
Not true.
Even the training order is often the same.
No.
This is because some perks are far more useful than others. This results in battles being fought by players with nearly identical crews that only differ in the number of trained skills and perks. Also, different vehicles have different crew compositions.
Well, that's bad, eh? Having battles with multiple players on each side that have pretty much the same, like an equal playing field, that's not good. It's not.
It's historically accurate. It also creates some gameplay issues. For example, the King Tiger and E-75 have
Before they go on here, like when my light tanks, I train concealment. On my heavy tanks, I train other things. But it is true, Brothers in Arms, Sixth Sense, Smooth Ride, Snapshot. Pretty much everyone trains those for all their tanks. So it is true what they say about that. But that makes it kind of an equal playing field if you have a 4-skill crew, right?
Is consisting of 5 members, while an E100 crew has 6 members. If you use the same crew for all of these vehicles, one of the loaders will not be as well trained as the other crew members.
Don't use the same crew
and there are
for
many
all the
other
vehicles.
issues players can point out. The system has not been changed conceptually for a long time. Changes to both the system and the visuals were inevitable.
Okay.
You'll be able to try them out during the upcoming test.
Let's see what's new. Okay, this is the justification. Move on. Come on. What's new? The Crew 2.0. Here we go. Crew.
Like many things in World of Tanks, crew changes begin in the garage.
Yes.
In the new system, separate crew members will be replaced by a unified crew represented by its commander. You can change the commander's appearance and name. Other crew members can be seen standing behind the commander. but they are mere decorations. But this is only in the garage. In battle, the entire crew operates the vehicle. Tankers can be stunned individually or collectively, causing the vehicle's effectiveness to drop. The number of crew members remains the same. If a vehicle has 2 loaders now, then the vehicle will still have 2 loaders in the new system.
Okay, so I mean, you're going to have one commander that has all the skills, but in battle, all the crew members are still exactly like we expect. So no changes during battle. That's fine. Skill system. Here we go.
We've changed the approach completely. Each crew now completes 5 training courses: tactical training, gunnery training, technical training, driver training, and operational training. Each training course comprises 5 skills. Many of them work in specific combat situations. We'll also keep some of the current skills players are used to, such as concealment and smooth turret traverse. You won't need to train the Sixth Sense perk anymore.
Yay!
All crews will now have it by default.
That's good, eh? Because we did all that work to finish all those marathon missions so that we could get those female crew members that had Sixth Sense as a free. Now we got them. Now everyone gets them. So what the hell was all that work for?
We've added some new skills,
right,
such as concentration, which reduces the potential damage deviation.
Concentration reduces the potential damage deviation. I guess so that you don't low roll, so that you won't have a. Why would you want to have that? To reduce your RNG slightly? Okay, so you won't low roll. That's why you would get that one. That one seems like kind of a. I wouldn't pick that one. I want to have a chance at a high roll. Lucky 7s!
Now the usual plus or minus 25% won't always be the case. Another new skill, close combat, increases your vehicle handling if there's an enemy within 50 meters.
Increases your vehicle handling if you're within 50 meters. Okay, now make them faster, more maneuverable. So this is perfect. So when you're a big slow, like when you're this poor little TD here, you can have an IS-7 come at you. An IS-7 can already go 60, and then the IS-7 can have turbo boost, and that other skill that was in there about the running like a rabbit or whatever it was called. So you could probably go like 68, and then when he gets 50 meters within you, he can circle you at 70, like an EBR. He could. Because that's what we need. So that'll be a good skill. You'll have heavy tanks and medium tanks. It'll be a fucking dogfight every time people are brawling within 50 meters of each other. Perfect. Beautiful. That's what we need. Okay.
Crews receive skill points by earning experience in battles.
This is serious. Let's listen to this. Hold it. Come on. Serious, this is serious.
Crews receive skill points by earning experience in battles.
Okay.
They can be spent on any skill. The more skill points you spend, the stronger the skill's effect. You can normally spend a total of 10 points per skill. There's a
Okay, so if you want this skill, you spend 10 points and you have it 100%. Group tactics, whatever that skill is. Fine.
a way to increase that number, but we'll talk about it later. Just like now, you'll be able to use crew books or free experience to train your crews and earn more skill points even faster.
Okay.
After you spend 30 skill points on a training course, you'll be able to choose and train one of 2 talents. These are situational skills for increased effectiveness. You don't need to spend skill points to learn them. They start working to their full extent immediately.
So after you spend 30, after you get 30 skill points, you unlock 3 at 10. Can you go like 10, 5, 5, 5, 5? I suppose you can do that, or you have to unlock 3, he said. And then that unlocks this, so you can have these other things as well. Applied, but well, I don't know what any of these are, but then you can get more stuff. Okay, fair enough, yeah. So it's a lot more complicated.
Full extent immediately. For example, applied medicine temporarily increases your vehicle handling by 10% each time you use a first aid kit. However, the first aid kit cooldown increases by almost a third.
So another thing to speed things up, I'm gonna keep flipping back and forth here. What?
Third.
What?
Vehicle handling by 10% each time you use a first aid kit.
So what you do is you get that, when you get within 50 meters of somewhere, you get the speed boost, you got the turbo, you got the jackrabbit, and then you use your first aid kit and boom! You're going like 150 miles an hour? Holy shit.
However, the first aid kit cooldown increases by almost a third. The applied mechanics talent temporarily accelerates gun loading by 7.5% after you use a repair kit. But the repair kit cooldown increases by 30%.
Guys, do you see? I'm going to stop it again here because everything that every example they've given here is just stronger, faster. What's that Daft Punk song? Stronger, faster, but whatever. It's all like it's Mario Karts here because you got to have adrenaline rush. Then what was that other one? Need for Speed, pedal to the metal. Right, you're going to get this stuff. You're going to have the turbo booster special equipment, the pedal to the metal, the Need for Speed. Then you get within 50 meters of someone and you get the super speed. And then as soon as you get within 50 meters of someone, you use your repair kit and your first aid kit. And you're like, what the It's going to be a Mario Kart. It's going to be just a clusterfuck. It'll be like everyone's going to go to the choke point. I guess the intention here is to make the games more tactical and last longer.
Many ways, talents define your progression in training courses.
All right.
You won't be able to train everything, so choose skills and talents carefully based on the gameplay specifics of certain vehicles.
Okay.
You can spend a total of 75 skill points and train 2 talents. Certainly, you can use points for any skills you like. You could use a couple of points for each skill, but this would prove unproductive.
Yeah.
First, such skills would not provide significant bonuses.
Okay.
Second, with this approach, you won't be able to learn talents. And without talents,
So that
your
answers that
crew
question.
will be far less effective. Here's some good news. You can reset all skills and redistribute skill points without losing crew experience when you—
Guys, here's some good news. You could reset them all for 300,000 credits. We have good news for you. You can spend 300 if you make mistake. You can reset for 300,000 credits.
using credits or retraining orders. You'll be able to try different skill sets without sacrificing crew performance.
Okay, so this is interesting. It seems that you have to unlock 3 of them in one of these categories. And when you unlock 3 of them in one of those categories, you open up these other ones, whatever these are. There's more speed, quick start. Okay, that's good. And you only get 75. So you distribute 75. So you know what there's going to be? There's going to be a lot. This is good. There's going to be a lot of different variations of what you can do, right? Because if you look at this, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 times 5, there's 250 points worth of stuff here, and you only get 75. So there's going to be thousands of different combinations, right? Okay, let's keep going.
In the garage, the crew's proficiencies are displayed in the form of a skill radar.
Oh, wait a minute. And these special ones, though, it looks like you can only get 2 of them. Is that right? You can't get 2 of them per line. Like this one you got 3, so you pick one. This one you got 3, you pick one. This one you only have 2, so you can't pick one. So you can only get 2 maximum of all of these. That's what that means, right?
Garage, the crew's proficiencies are displayed in the form of a skill radar. It helps to quickly illustrate a crew's strengths.
Skill radar. All right, let's keep going. Interesting.
When a crew reaches level 75, it will no longer receive skill points, but professional expertise becomes available, allowing the crew to earn higher ranks. Each new rank increases the crew's vehicle handling. The bonus is not
so you can go
but
faster!
rather a mark of status. Additionally, you receive a mastery badge for the crew, which will be visible to all players in battle.
So there's going to be some extreme builds where it's going to be freaking Mario Kart City, guys.
A crew recruited for a certain vehicle is fully trained for that vehicle from the very beginning.
Okay, good.
There won't be any 50% or 75% trained crews anymore.
Okay.
Additionally, This crew is automatically trained for all premium vehicles of the same type
Same
and
as
nation.
before. This is
if
good.
needed, a crew can be trained for 2 additional researchable or
Crew, additional specialization, 750 gold. What is this? For another vehicle? For 2 more vehicles?
collector's vehicles of the same nation and type. These options become available for the crew after reaching certain levels. You can also use gold to unlock slots sooner. This will simplify the process of using the same crew for several vehicles.
You can use gold to
Just like
simplify the
now,
process.
you'll be able to retrain your crews within the new system. A crew is not retrained for the cost of the major qualification, but rather at the expense of the crew's experience. You can do it free of charge, but it will require a lot of XP. Other options to retrain your crew include using credits with a smaller XP loss, or
Same as before.
gold without losing XP at all. Upon retraining, skills are reset automatically and free of charge, except when you retrain a crew using gold. In this case, you can either reset all skills or keep them. Again, if you reset the crew skills manually, the crew doesn't lose experience.
Okay, so this is the same as before, but it looks like you can. One of your commanders could command 3 separate tanks for 750 gold per tank. But what happens if that crew is a 4? Does it matter if it's a 4 crew tank or a 5 crew tank or a 3-person crew tank? It doesn't matter. I'm not sure about that. They'll be compatible with any tanks in your... Any tanks of the same class? Well, we'll see.
Within the
I don't
new
know.
system, all unique crew members, for
Hey,
example,
I like her. I want to know what happens to my Holly Byron, Snow Maiden, who I love in my garage. What happens to her?
Snow Maidens or Battle Pass heroes will be transformed into special characters, instructors. They can be assigned to a crew with a total of 4 instructors per crew. The possibility of adding an instructor unlocks free of charge upon achieving crew levels 15, 30, 45, and 60. There are 3 levels of instructors. Class 3 instructor if a crew member has 1 0 perk. Class 2 instructor if a crew member has 2 0 perks. And Class 1 instructors will be added to the game later. You can select one of the 5 certifications that correspond to the training courses: Tactical, Gunnery, Technical, Driver, and Operations. Next, you can choose an instructor competence. It allows you to add more than 10 skill points to 1 or 2 crew skills depending on the instructor class. The number of bonus points, as well as the number of skills, depend on the instructor's class. The exception is instructors based on combined crews, such as Sabaton, The Offspring, The Boys, and some others. Such crews will receive 4 instructors with pre-selected optimal parameters.
Okay.
There's one more thing about instructors.
One more thing.
The more you add to a crew, the more experience the crew earns, up to double the experience earned.
So that was like a complete mishmash. I've got a headache. I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. It looks like all these female crew members and the special crew members that we got for doing all these marathons and campaigns and stuff that are like have 1 or 2 or 3 free skills. Now all of a sudden they're not commanders, they're instructors, and the instructors give your crews extra. They can. Did you follow that? You replay the video. I have no idea what they do. They give you more stuff. Probably they make you go faster and shoot faster. I don't know. That seems like a complicated way of trying to figure out what to do with all of these things all these crew members that we got, the special crew members. I've got a headache. Does anyone? That was painful. That was painful. Okay. Well, whatever. We'll figure out what to do with the instructors.
The transition to the new system will be smooth and simple. Upon launching
That was smooth and simple. That was smooth. It's going to be smooth and simple, guys.
the
Let's see what
game for the
happens.
first time, crew members will be sent from premium vehicles to the barracks automatically if the crew members are not trained for these vehicles. It also applies to incomplete crews in premium vehicles. Other crews will remain in their vehicles. The player can even join a battle in these vehicles. However, their crews won't earn experience in battles. Moreover, skills and perks won't work either, except for Sixth Sense, which is available to all crews by default.
So what that? So once the change happens, if you just start playing, if you're this player that has a minimap this size, then you are a Muppet. and you'll probably not know that you'll have to make some changes, and you'll just play, and none of your crew skills will work. But you can still play. So when this crew 2.0 starts, get out there and play, because there's going to be like tons of players running around not knowing what's going on with no with no crew skills activated, and you can seal club their asses, especially the guys that play with a minimap this size. But that's okay. I guess it's going to be up to us to redo all our crew
Won't
things,
work
right?
either, except
Let's
for
keep going.
Sixth Sense, which is available to all crews by default. Players must manually convert their old
we have
crews
to
to the
manually
new
do it.
system. The experience of all crew members is totaled and divided by the number of crew members in a vehicle. The resulting experience is granted to the new crew.
Okay.
Its amount determines the number of skill points available for the crew. Put simply, an experienced crew will remain so within the new system.
So it looks like, okay, they take all the crew members, they calculate all the XP that's been earned by that whole crew, divide it by the number of crews, so it's like the average XP per crew member, and then they're going to have some sort of a chart. They're going to say, you know, if you have a 5 skill crew, that's going to be equivalent to a 75 point commander. If you have this amount, it's equivalent to a 42 point commander. So that's fine. That's fine. But you know, guys, when you start doing that, there may be some sneaky things that you can do. Like if you have a tank that has, there's some tanks that have 5, 6 crew members, and there's other tanks that have 2 or 3 crew members. What if you load up tanks that have only less crew members, 2 or 3? Some of the French tanks have 2 crew members. Get really good crews in the tanks with the fewest amount of crew members, so that you can have more high experienced commanders, right? Instead of having all the crew members in a tank that has 6 crew members, why not put 3 in one, 3 in a, you know what I mean? Like try and get the crews positioned where you want them before this changes, so that you get the maximum amount of commanders, I guess. Think about that. There's probably a little bit of finagling you can do in your garage.
Each
about
unique
that.
crew member provides a corresponding instructor. For
Another
some
instructor?
of them, you'll be able to choose a nation and a specialization that provides a bonus to skills. Additionally,
Okay, so these instructors give you bonus to skills. There, they said it.
since personal training manuals will not be used in the new system, they will automatically be converted into
okay.
universal training manuals. Crew members who stay in the barracks and who have less than 1 skill or perk will be converted into crew books. The
Thank
total
God.
amount of
I've got so
experience
many people
provided
in my
by these
barracks.
crew books depends on the total experience of all converted crew members. Experience is calculated separately for each nation and rounded to the player's advantage.
So it looks like all these crew members you got that are doing nothing, they're just going to give you crew manuals equivalent to the XP, so you'll be able to put it on whichever commander you want.
Members
That's
with
okay.
more than 1 skill or perk remain in the barracks. You can use them in vehicles and convert them to the new crew system.
Okay.
Bunks in the barracks will be converted into retraining orders. You can use them to reset crew skills free of charge without any penalties. You'll receive 1 retraining order for every 16 bunks.
What? So they're removing the bunks? Yeah, because there's no more, you don't have to have all the bunks? People spent gold to accumulate, to make their... People spent a lot of gold to expand their barracks to get all the bunks. Now, let's watch that again. Hold on. Let's watch that again.
Skill or perk will be converted into crew books. The total amount of experience provided by these crew books depends on the total experience of
Let's
all
see, I wanna
converted
listen to
crew
that again.
members. Experience is calculated separately for each nation
Yes,
and
yes,
rounded
yes,
to the
okay.
player's
We got
advantage.
that, we got
Crew
that.
members with more than 1 skill or perk remain in the barracks. You can use them in vehicles and convert them to the new crew system. Bunks in the barracks will be converted into retraining orders.
Bunks in the barracks will be converted to retraining orders. Like demount kits? So all these bunks that we bought, is this, oh, we're going to convert them and you're just going to get some orders that you...
You can use them to reset crew skills free of charge without any penalties.
You're going to burn through that. They're going to convert all your bunks, what, it's 16 bunks to 1 order. You're going to end up with 20 or 30 order. You're going to burn through those so fast, right? To reset your skills, and then they're gone. and then you're going to have to start spending silver to do it. So goodbye. Okay.
You'll receive one retraining order
guess they had
for
to get
every
rid of the
16
bunks, but-
bunks. Bunks will be replaced by dormitories in the new system. Each vehicle slot you have in the garage grants a dormitory for the vehicle's crew.
No more bunks. Now we have dormitories. Co-ed dormitories. Because I want that snow maiden in there with all those men. Okay, so we don't have bunks, we have dormitories. Now, okay, I'm going to guess ahead. I haven't watched this yet. We're probably going to have to buy the dormitories. We take your bunks. We give you these fences. Are we going to have to buy the dormitories?
You'll also get 3 more dormitories automatically. If needed,
Yes!
you can purchase additional dormitories.
We take your bunks. Okay, we got to watch that. That was beautiful. We take your bunks and we give you these pieces of paper which you can use. When they run out, then you have to retrain skills with silver. And after all your little pieces of paper are gone, then you need to...
without any penalties. You'll receive one retraining order for every 16 bunks. Bunks will be replaced by dormitories
You
in the
must
new
buy
system.
dormitories.
Each vehicle slot you have in the garage grants a dormitory for the vehicle's crew. You'll also get 3 more dormitories automatically. If needed, you can purchase additional dormitories.
I like the way they just gloss through that. All those bunks you bought, they are gone. Now you must start buying dormitories. It's Russian. In Russia we use dormitories. In America you have bunks. We do not use bunks. Okay, Crew 2.0.
The new system will make skills more diverse.
Yes.
You'll be able to adjust your crews for specific vehicles and your
Yes.
playstyle in these vehicles.
Yes.
Within the new system, crews will have a more significant impact on battles. Crew progression will also become much clearer. A new skill
Clearer.
will become a real goal rather than just a distant dream. Finally, the new interface will improve crew management. But remember, the upcoming test on the Sandbox server will show us which of these features will be added to the game, and which of them should be further improved.
Okay, so still in the sandbox. It doesn't mean that they're all coming in here. Which feature shall we add and which one shall we improve more?
The choice
Okay.
is yours.
The choice is yours.
Join the test,
Join the
receive
test.
rewards for completing missions, and decide the future of the new crew system in World of Tanks.
Hey, guys. Okay. We did a little bit of a discussion because I like the fact that there's it seems like they've done a lot of work here to have lots of different crew skills. I can't remember how many there were. There was a 5 times 25 different skills, different combinations, 75 points that you can only allocate in different ways. So there's going to be, what I see is a much bigger range of just more dynamic range in the game, right? But it's always the same. There's going to be certain setups that will make it, super speed, a bunny, jump like a bunny rabbit. You get 50 meters from someone and you go faster. Use your repair kit and your first aid kit, you'll shoot faster. There's going to be some extreme builds where you're going to have a medium tank that is just going to be going 90 kilometers an hour. You're going to probably have different builds where you're going to get your reload time down to some ridiculous number. It's going to accentuate the extremes in the game. On the one hand, it's much more interesting because there's going to be a whole bunch of different possibilities. But on the other hand, it's going to create much more extreme results, right? Like, think of it, if you're on, you spawn in a game and there's a light tank, 2 light tanks on your team that for whatever reason pick the repair skill and the HP skill and have no clue what they're doing. And then the enemy team has 2 light tanks that pick the run like a jackrabbit and the super speed and the turbo boost and the commander's vision system and the concealment, and they run around and spot everyone, and your team, and the game will be over in 2 minutes, right? More extreme of diversity in the crew skills is going to mean that there's going to be more extreme results. And we already have a situation where the games last on average 5 minutes, 6, 4 minutes. You're going to see some games that are going to just be because of some extreme builds or some weird, just the way it is, with all of these changes, you're going to have some games that are going to be over in 2 minutes. Is an EBR going to be able to equip itself with all these jackrabbit speed things and then zoom over the center line and press, use his repair kit and his first aid kit, get within 50 meters of someone and then start zipping around at 130 kilometers an hour? Is that what's going to happen? And then he's going to be dry. He's going to put his big red nose on and his floppy shoes, and he's going to go by and go, Mario! And throw a banana peel out the window and then zoom, 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 zoom. It's going to be, it's a Mario Kart. It's a children's update. There's going to be some just shit show stuff, right? The slow tactical trying to figure out what's going on in the game, moving to positions, that slow game of a strategy is gone, right? It's going to be a game of extremes. And I'll tell you one thing. You've heard it here first. This is the No Bullshit channel, okay? So I'll give you my no bullshit opinion now. I expected no different. Remember, Wargaming is a company. They don't owe you anything, okay? They don't owe you a weak spot in the front of a tank. You can, there's no weak spot in the front of this tank. I quit. They don't owe you a weak spot. They don't owe you a free-to-play game. They don't owe you anything. This is just a company that's has got a product, and we play. And some people play for free, and some people pay. And all the changes here are going to be pointing to giving the advantage to people who can quickly progress and get that 75-point commander. Pay really quickly to get there. They're going to just dominate you even more because the crew skills are going to be 50% more important than they are now. And this is what they probably learned from World of Warships, right? In World of Warships, you have the captain, and this is how it works in World of Warships. You buy a premium ship, and then that premium ship comes in a bundle. And when you buy it, the ship costs $30, and then they say, would you like a 10-point captain with that ship for an extra $10? And you go, yes, because I don't want to grind for 700 games to get a 10-point commander. And in World of Warships, you allocate the skills fairly similar to what they have here. So mark my words. You've heard it first here on the No Bullshit channel. I just call it like it is. Guaranteed this will happen, right? The next premium tank that comes for sale after Crew 2.0 is going to come out. You can buy the premium tank, and then it's going to say, the premium tank is $35. If you'd like that premium tank with a 25-point commander, add another $10. If you want that tank with a 50-point commander, add another $17. And if you want that tank with a 75-point commander, put your credit card details in, add another $25, and you will be zipping around the battlefield like a Mario Kart. Guaranteed that the motivation for it, and guys, this is not rocket science, okay? Like I've worked in the business world for many years, and every company, every decision they make is basically how do we make more money, and right. So when World of Tanks was a new game, a young game, they wanted to increase the player base. And how would we make money? How do we have to get a lot of players to start playing? So they concentrated on the product and trying to make it a game that appealed to lots of people, and they grew that player base. And now the player base is big and steady in some places, and in some places declining. And the decisions now are all about how do we increase the credit drain and the gold drain so that the players are more likely to buy premium tanks. And we can do that by making the game faster and making the games last less time so that they have to lose credits faster. The maps haven't changed. We're not making bigger maps, but all the tanks are faster. All the tanks could shoot faster. So now we have 4 or 5 minute games. And if you're playing high tiers, you lose credits faster. So you're more likely to buy premium tanks. And now this guaranteed is a way of simplifying the crew skills. worked in with a creative system where you have a lot more variation and a lot more choice. They put a lot of work into this, which is good, but it's designed so that in the end, they will be able to sell you a 25-point commander or a 50-point. I don't know how they're going to do it, but guaranteed, you've heard it here first on the No Bullshit channel, Wargaming will start selling commanders with the premium tanks. It'll be something they can sell. Think about it. You buy the tank, another $20, you get a 50-point commander. They'll figure out the cost, right? They'll do some supply-demand curves and stuff, and you'll have people buying a fully trained commander so they can hit the game running. And the years and years and years and years that you dedicated to building up your crews. Imagine the players that spent years and years and years, like 10 years, to get that ultimate crew. Maybe you've got 2 or 3 of those 5, 6 skill crews in your favorite tank. That would be equivalent of a 75-point crew. And you've worked a decade to get that. And I guarantee that they're going to be for sale soon. So a beginner can come in, buy himself a tier 8 premium tank for $50 and then say, yeah, put your credit card details in, slap down another $20-25 and you can have a 75-point crew as well, a commander as well. I think I don't know that for a fact, but if you know anything about marketing and business, it's obvious, right? The motivation is to make the games faster, make the results more extreme, make the games last less time, make different ways for you to lose your gold and lose your credits. And the icing on the cake is they'll be selling 25, 50, 75-point commanders. Let's see if they do that. I predict they will, because they do it in World of Warships, right? They sell 10-point captains already in World of Warships, and they make a lot of money doing that. But don't get me wrong, guys. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, we're all grown men here, right? If you're a baby, you're probably not watching this video, right? If you're a fanboy, you've probably watched other videos. But we're all grown men, and we know that it's just business. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it should be free and we should all, they should give it to us and no bad wargaming. No. Shout out to you, Wargaming. You figure out another way. You've done a lot of work for some new stuff in the game, which is great, and you're probably going to make a lot of money on it, and that's great. But what's going to happen is that if you're a free-to-play player, your grind is going to get more excruciating. It's going to be more and more uncomfortable to play the game for free because the extremes are greater, right? You're going to roll out there with your 0-point commander, starting from scratch. And you're going to be facing some guy that has the 75 points, and he's going to get 50 meters. I like this exact. He's going to get 50 meters from you, and he's going to use his repair kit and his first aid kit, and he's going to have the turbo boost and the running around like a lunatic and the super speed, and you're going to get seal clubbed. It's just going to be a lot harder to do it free to play. They're trying to move the player base now that's mostly paying in some way to just monetize that base. And good on them. I hope you make a shit ton of money. And everyone who gets owned by an IS-7 when you're playing your mouse, and an IS-7 with turbo boost and all that stuff shows up and starts circling you at 80 kilometers an hour, firing heat, and owns you. Don't get mad. Just send them a message at the end of the game. Say thank you. Thank you for spending lots of money and keeping wargaming, keeping them making profits so that I can play for free. That's the way you got to think of it, guys. Just thank the people that are going to rush out and purchase everything and because there's that you just have to thank them. You have to say thank you for seal clubbing me and buying a 75-point commander and driving circles around me in your IS-7 that goes 80 now, because I'm going to keep playing for free. So I could get up on the chair and bend over and say I'm ready, but Wargaming is offering you What are they offering you? What's the title of the video? Wargaming is offering you a sales job. This is a sales job. And some of you are going to love the new variations and the new builds, and that's great. And I guarantee, my opinion is that crews will be, not crews, commanders will be for sale soon. If this goes through, there'll be people buying 25-point commanders or 50-point commanders or whatever, right? They're going to make money off that. So anyways, that's my no bullshit opinion. Keep tanking. And that's all I got. That's all I got.